Hi, I'm Justin Galton from AMD. I lead the worldwide commercial client segment, and a big piece of what we're talking about with all of our partners and customers is refreshing now with Windows 11 and Windows 11 in particular, driven by Ryzen AI with the Ryzen processors from AMD. AI is one of the most transformational technologies and ecosystems in the last 50 years. And as organizations refresh their fleet of systems, AI is a feature set that is going to allow all organizations to work with better performance, better capabilities, and end of the day, better efficiencies. So really, it's the wave of the future, and it's something that most organizations are evaluating right now for utilization over this year. AIPC growth, as you can see here, is quite astonishing, really. You can see from 2023 last year to 2024 this year, a 9% uplift in what will be an AI-enabled PC. And just from 2024 to next year, 2025, an 18% uplift. So the reality is most of the machines out there are moving to AI-enabled. AMD Ryzen was actually the first to market. And the great news is when you refresh with Windows 11 with AMD and D&H, you'll be able to take advantage of the opportunities you get with these AI-enabled machines. So the good news is AMD has already released many systems with our key OEM partners, including HP and Lenovo. And millions of these devices have already shipped today. So if you want to get your hands on these devices, we have current generation that we can get into your labs and allow you to test and evaluate based on what you're looking to do with your refresh cycle here in 2024. From an AMD standpoint, we have all of these different layers, the CPU, GPU, and NPU from AMD specifically, and with very close cohesion and collaboration across these. The latest to this stack is the NPU, or the neural processor unit. For AMD, that's called Ryzen AI, and we also call it XDNA. This was the first integrated AI engine on an x86 processor. And like I said, majority of the systems out there today that have AI capabilities are powered by AMD Ryzen AI. So what are the key benefits today that you want to consider when you refresh? Number one, you want to maximize performance. With Ryzen AI, you not only get the top performance running AI workloads, but you don't have to sacrifice the performance and experience of all the other applications that you're using on a daily basis. We want to increase security features across AMD, Microsoft, and the OEM. We're also allowing you to, consider future cost and to have ROI business cases that you can consider when you're internally working with your teams on what you're doing with this refresh. And then lastly, what Ryzen really leads with is driving all of these features without neglecting or compromising on efficiency. And I will wrap up today talking about sustainability and efficiency specifically. I wanted to give a view of the AI ecosystem as it sits right now. AMD has very close partnerships with Microsoft on Windows and Copilot. We're working with all the top ISVs. You can see that includes Adobe, Topaz Labs, and Zoom. We're working with the broader developer enablement community. You see a lot of information coming out from AMD and PyTorch and Hugging Face. And then, of course, we have to be very closely aligned with our key OEM partners. As I mentioned earlier, Lenovo and HP will top that list. So the AMD Ryzen AI Roadmap. Last year, we came up with Ryzen 7040 series, which is called Phoenix. You can see we already had 10 NPU tops, which is a calculation of performance on AI workloads. And you can see at CES this year, we released Hawk Point, which is the 8040 series, bringing the NPU tops up by 6. Later this year, we're coming out with Strix Point, and this is where it gets really interesting. And the NPU tops for Strix will be in the 45 to 50 range, which allows all the latest feature sets and workloads to be able to not only be utilized, but developed in Ryzen AI solutions. When we talk about key workloads, the most common workload we all use today is Teams plus Office. And when we talk about Teams plus Office, and we look at one of our competitors that is running with AI initiatives at the moment, you can see that we are driving this most common basic workload up to 83% faster. So once again, you want to have the AI capabilities, but you also want to have everything else that you're running on your system running at ideal utilizations. Lastly, let's hit on sustainability. Sustainability is something that's coming up in a lot more meetings and RFPs than it did yesterday. And every organization out there is struggling with hitting their 2030, 2035 sustainability goals, ESG goals, CSR goals that they put forward in front of their shareholders, their customers, and their employees. And you can see that this is a much higher priority today than what it was yesterday. AMD has a really cool tool called the PE calculator, and you're able to plug in an AMD processor, a competitive processor, how many hours per day you're using these machines, what your refresh cycle looks like, and it's going to calculate out cost savings and also performance. And this is a quick view right here of what that might look like. 25,000 person in organization, 4-year refresh cycle, side by side with a Ryzen solution versus a competing solution. You can see how many kilowatt hours, metric tons, and other calculations where AMD has clear differentiation in order to drive those sustainability goals. That's all I have for today, but really excited to be driving refresh along with our partner D&H and our OEM partners, and really excited to work with all of you on all your needs as you go down this journey.